Hi guys. Okay, I'm just going to go over the first part of the dance and introduce the second part of the dance. I'm going to go over the first part because I want to explain some parts, because there are some parts of the dance that we all need to do together in unison so that it can look nice. Okay? So the first part is, of course, you come in and you do your intro. We do our intro, and then the second part is after everyone has done their intro. When we come in, we're going to do greater, preparing me for greater. So everyone should be down, and when we do preparing me for greater, the first part of the movement is slow. No one should be coming up doing this faster than anyone else, because it's gonna be telling. People are going to see it and it's going to look off. I want everyone to do that together. It has a nice flow if everyone does it together. So it's preparing me for greater. Then quickly come up 1, 2. So this part is really slow. And then you whip around, and then you come around and come up 1, 2. Next part, we go into shaking, and everybody get into their new positions. Beating is from low to high, because when God is beating us, not really beating us, but when we're going through things and it feels like we're being beaten, it's only to take us higher. So we start here and we're going to the different levels. And we do that 4 times. So you start from the bottom. You come up here, middle, here. So I feel the beating in the spirit. Okay? So it's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And make sure on the 4th one, when we go high, make sure you extend your arms high, okay? So after that is I feel the pressing. So make sure when you're pressing out slowly. Do not go here and wait, because it doesn't look good. You press out slowly. I want everyone to be moving continuously, even if it's slow. So I feel the pressing in the spirit. Preparing me for, and when you turn, your hands are up like this, greater, and you turn twice. You go into I feel the shaking in the spirit, and shaking, you're shaking towards the choir stand first. So you come down here, and then to the congregation. Here, here, here. Yes, I feel the beating in the spirit. So beating in the spirit, you're going to have your right hand, which is closer to the congregation. We're here, we're to the side. That's going to come across your chest near your heart. Your left hand, your hands are going to be open. And this signifies when we feel like we're being beaten in the spirit, God is working on our hearts, because our hearts, what's inside of our hearts, sends the message to our brain, and whatever it is that we're thinking, our thoughts, is going to come out in our actions. So God has to deal with our hearts so that we can get our minds right and produce right actions. So God is transforming us from the inside out. So God is taking out the old and he's putting in the new, and he's producing fruit in us. Okay? So it's I feel the beating in the spirit. So every time you come to your chest with your fist, your hand is going to open. So make sure you're beating out the old and you're releasing the new. Beating out the old and you're releasing the new. Beating out the old and releasing the new. We do that 4 times. I feel the beating in the spirit. Okay? So next is I feel the pressing in the spirit. So when we're pressing, we are only pivoting on our right foot. We are not walking, we're not moving. We're staying in one place, but we're spinning around, we're pivoting. We're pivoting, we're pivoting, we're pivoting. We're just spinning on the ball of our foot. We are not moving anywhere. So that's what we do when we press. I feel the pressing in the spirit. And then it's preparing me for greater. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, preparing me for greater. Our hand comes out, this hand comes over, and then we bring both of them over together with a hop, and we take 2 steps. And then we begin our turn, and we're turning into our original places, because we need to get back to our spot. So it looks like this. We're pressing in the spirit. And there's going to be a little pause to help you transition. So that means when you're here, you don't immediately go into here, because then you're going to be faster than everyone else. So you pause. I feel the pressing in the spirit. Preparing me for greater. And you do as many spins as you need to do in order to get to your spot. If you don't need to get to your spot, you spin right where you are. So the people that's up on top of the pulpit, you're just going to be spinning where you are. Or you spin where you are. You don't need to move. But those of us who are at the bottom, and when we shift it, we need to move back to our spot to get back in the middle. Okay. I would have never known how anointed I would be. Oh yeah. If it had not been for the pressing, I wouldn't be able to walk into my destiny. He's preparing me for greater. I feel a shaking in the spirit. I feel a beating in the spirit. Oh, I feel a pressing in the spirit, preparing me for greater. I feel a shaking in the spirit. Oh, I feel a beating in the spirit. Oh yeah, I feel a pressing in the spirit, preparing me for greater. Okay, so the next part is everyone is here. The only person that does not do this is the person who is getting ready to do their part first, because you're not going to have enough time. So if you're doing the shaking part, when it goes duh, duh, you don't do that. You just spin and get ready to do your part for shaking. Everyone else will do duh, 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 do whatever it is, but move. Do 2 movements, whatever the 2 movements are, and you pause. I don't want anyone just here not moving. Okay, so the next part is I wouldn't be able to walk into my destiny. So after I do my part, if it had not been for the pressing, I wouldn't been able to walk into my destiny. We walk 2 times. Pressing. I wouldn't been able to walk into my destiny. He's preparing me. Then you turn the opposite way, preparing me. Turn again the opposite way, preparing me for greater. Okay? So remember, when you're doing your turns, after we walk into our destiny, remember your arm is not just going, you're not just doing this. There's a slight bend in your arm, and when your arm goes back, you kind of bend your body and you look back. You look everywhere your hand goes, that's where your head goes. So if your hand is going here, your head is following, you're looking at the palm of your hand. So after we do that twice, I want you guys here, this is how you're going to turn. Preparing me, preparing me, preparing me. Okay? And we're turning to, we're here, we're turning to the left first, and then we're going to turn to the right. Back to the left, again to the right. To make it easier, you turn your left shoulder to the choir stand first, right shoulder passes the congregation, left shoulder again towards the choir stand. I know it's confusing because when you're looking at the video, it's reverse, okay? So that's that part, and we go for my greater, and then you turn, right? And then you go into, I feel the shaking in the spirit. And when you're doing these movements, put your heart into it. Don't just let it be me just executing movements, because we're ministering this dance to the congregation. This dance comes from us, and it's true to us. God's pressed us, He shaped us, He beat us, all of that, and we need to minister that to the congregation. So that means you have to do these movements and worship in them. It will be more natural if you worship God in these movements in your spare time. If you don't, it's just going to look like you're just doing movements, and there's no emotion, there's no feeling, there's no nothing in your dance, and you want to put substance in your dance, okay? After that, remember, it's the shaking. I feel the shake. Get down in there. You feel the shaking. I feel the beating in the spirit. Okay? Because now in this section, the dance becomes more intense. It's not slow like the first part. So you're going to have to really move. Okay? So we're here with beating. Remember, we feel the shaking in the spirit. And remember, we're doing the same thing with our leg. We're pivoting. We're not moving. We're not walking. We're taking this leg and we're just spinning on the balls of it, going around. So no one should be out of their place or out of their spot, because if you do, you're going to bump into the next person and you're going to be too close. Okay? So I feel the shaking in the spirit. I feel the beating in the spirit. I feel the pressing. And remember, when you're pressing, this is very slow. Spirit. Part two. Part two is we're here for pressing. What you're going to do now, you're here for pressing. You're going to stay like this and plie, because it's going to help you keep your balance, and you're just going to turn. Okay? So the turn looks like this. You're here, here. And this is what your arms are going to do. Your arms are going to cross and then come out. Cross and then come out. Spirit. Preparing. So when your hands cross and come out, that is preparing. Preparing me for, make sure that that right leg is up. For greater. Greater is just a windmill. That's what I call it. This is how you do it. Your arms are flapping from side to side as straight as you can get them. Try to get them all the way up, touching your ears. And then you're just going to spin as fast as you can. Okay, so it gives the appearance that you're doing this, but you're not. You're just doing this side to side, and then you're turning. And you're going to turn as fast as you can. I cannot give you counts for that turn because it depends on how fast you turn. If you don't turn that fast, you only do 3 turns. If you turn fast, you're going to do up to 4 and 5 turns. So as you're practicing, you determine how many turns you're going to do. Those of you who are doing the modified version, there's only one person doing a modified version, you're just going to do this. Pivot and turn. Okay? That's all you're doing, and I think it's about 5 before you go into shaking. The next part is I feel the shaking. Now, I feel the shaking. Some of you guys were having problems with this, so you can do your own version, but as long as everyone is moving the same direction. This is how it's done. It's I feel the shaking. If you know how to do the WAP from the 80s, I'm old, then you can do this movement. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. A small circle, round up. So it's I feel the shaking in the spirit. That's all that is. It's hard to break it down, so it's just 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 quickly, a small circle, up. We should all be able to do that, okay? Because as we go on, the choreography is going to get harder. But I know that most of us are dancing for the first time, or we're used to certain types of dances, but it's going to get more intense, more movement, more choreography, because I want to take us to different levels. Right now, I would say we are at level 1. I want us to be up on level 10 one day. Okay, so it starts with us putting in effort. Okay, so if you can do what I just did, please try your best. Practice at home. Do what I just did. If you are having trouble, do your own version, but just make sure you go here 2 times, and whatever you do in the middle, you can just do this if you want, but bring it up, okay? One more time. It's 1, 2, faster. 1, 2, 3, small circle, up, okay? When you're here, the next movement is you're going to come down, here, turn. That's your preparation for beating. Beating is you start low 2 times. 1, 2, and then you chassé with it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Give it a hop. Here, you don't come down off that hop. Okay? So you're 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Here, 1, 2. Then you press, press, press. Okay, so we did our pressing 3 times. We did it after we did this. We're here, here. That's 3, right? And then we're gonna do it 3 more times. 1, 2, 3. Quickly come here. Spin yourself over. Up. Here. Spin. Spin until you hear that dunk, and then you're here. So it's press, press, press. 1 2, 3. That is done quickly. If you do it slow, you're going to be off when it's time to whip yourself around and come here. Because when we're here, we're supposed to be at 4 greater. Okay? So that means after we do this, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's a quick movement because we need to come here. And when you're here, don't go too far back. Lift your leg as high as you can go. And remember, your hand, your right hand is just going to come across your chest. Because now, after he has beaten us, and we got some of that old stuff out, it's no more beating. We're into our greater now. He put that greater in our hearts. We're here, here, whip around. Your hand never leaves your chest. Once you put your hand here, it does not leave until you do this. So we're 1, 2, 3. Your hand comes to your chest. Kick. It's a really fast movement. And you come around here. Swing yourself around. And then up for 4. Here. And then when you spin, you kind of crouch yourself down for that spin. And you're pivoting on one leg. A lot of our movements, we're going to be pivoting on one leg, okay? So that's for greater. And then you end here, kind of in releve, okay? So you're bam, here. And when you do that, have your head down because out of your belly shall flow rivers of living water. Okay, so we got that greater. Okay? And then after that, it is many are the afflictions of the righteous. So I'm going to show you guys what that looks like. The next part is many are the afflictions of the righteous. So the people that are up on the top, those two are going to be doing kind of like a modified version of what we're doing on the bottom. We are going to make a formation. We're going to make a line from smallest to biggest, the small person, the middle person, and me, I'm the last person. So I am going to step out for, first, this is many are the afflictions of the righteous. First, when we're coming out of the second part, when we're coming out of the spin and we're bam here, we have to make sure that we are close enough to do many are the afflictions of the afflictions, because afflictions, I think it's just 2 steps. We do a dramatic, right? And then we have to form a line. So when we go here, we have to make sure we're boom, boom, boom. We have to be really close to each other, kind of, okay? So that we can practice that Thursday, so that when we step twice, we step into that line. So we're here, we're forming a line, and we're going to go of the many are the afflictions of the righteous. We step out. I step out to the left. The person in the middle is going to step out to the right, and the person that's in the front is going to step out forward and lunge. Okay, and remember, our hands are open. We're open here, and your palms, the person who's in the front, your palm is going to be facing the drums. Okay? It's not going to be facing down. It's not going to be facing towards the congregation. It's going to be facing towards the drums. Okay? The person who's in me, I'm in the back, my palm is going to be facing outward to the congregation. The person in the middle, your palm, using your right hand, is facing outward to the congregation. Okay? So that is of the righteous. We're going to spin of the righteous, right? Many are the afflictions of the righteous. We're going to spin for but the Lord. Okay? So it's many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord will, after that, the next movement is you're here, sorry, palms up. You're gonna bring yourself around this way. It's kind of like you're gonna go like this in a circle, kind of like a circle motion. Make sure your butt is down, not sticking out. So you're like kind of like in a plie, and you're going around this way. So it's here, out of them, deliver them, and then you're gonna do out of them all, and you're gonna do that slowly. Okay? It's gonna be very slow. And you're gonna move your body slowly with it. Kind of like the people in Matrix, how to be moving all slow. That's the kind of effect that I want us to have, okay? So that means you have to really get down in there. Kind of like throw your chest back a little bit and your head back. And make sure your fingers, I gotta practice that because I open my fingers a lot. Make sure they're closed, okay? And do that slowly. And then after that, it's, I think it's because your greater is coming. I'm not sure, but I'll show you guys what that looks like. Okay, so that is it. That's the dance. The next part of the dance is our individual parts. And I think it starts at 340 something with rocks. So after we do deliver them out of them all, and then we run for my greater. Make sure you practice to stop so that you can do greater and come over here for it's coming. Okay? And then they're going to say greater is coming. Greater is coming. For that, I'm going to leave that up to us, whatever you want to do for greater. I'm going to give you an example of something that I would do. And kind of like, don't make it slow, greater is coming. Do something quick, you know, put a variety in it, because the song kind of like drags, it's kind of slow, it can get a little boring. So our movements have to liven up the dance. So for that greater is coming, do something quick. Don't do greater is coming. Great, you know, don't do nothing like that. Do greater is coming. I mean, put life into your movement so that we can add some life to that part of the song. Not that that part of the song is dead. It's just, you know, we just want to push and bring more to the dance to kind of accentuate the song a little bit more. Okay? So after that, it's our individual parts. And as the person is going to step out, kind of like in the middle, and do their part, we're going to calm down with our part. So we're not going to be so dramatic with it. We can just do greater is coming, okay, or something like that. We can talk about that Thursday, about what we're going to do. But as that person is doing their part, we should all do something in unison, like greater is coming, greater is coming, okay? And we should all do something like that, and we can just get 3 or 4 movements and kind of just, you know, circulate those movements as everyone is doing their part. And the third part is, after you do your part, you're gonna do your part, and then you're going to dramatically come over here, you know, to the altar area near the step. There is going to be another member of the dance team, probably somebody from the youth, probably my daughter or Sister V's daughter and a granddaughter, and they're going to have a basket. That basket is going to have a card or something that we're going to give to the pastor and his family. They're going to be sitting probably in the front row. That is going to be the grader. It's going to have something on it where people can see it. Something, we're going to make something, okay? The person from the dance team, the girl, she's, after you finish your part, you dramatically run over to the altar. She's going to give you a grater. You snatch that grater, you wave it, and you come down, you know, real dramatic, and wait. You don't move anymore. Then the next person is going to do their part. Those of us who does not have a part, those of us who did not do our part yet, we're still, greater is coming. We're still doing whatever movement we're going to choose Thursday, okay? And we're still recycling those movements. And as everyone finishes their part, everyone's going to get their grader, okay? Now, we can discuss the further, the dance is done. So we can discuss the rest of that on Thursday. But that's basically the dance. And then at the end, we're going to all stand up. We're going to do another movement. We can work that out Thursday for the ending. And then we're going to walk to the family, and each one of us is going to be assigned a person to give our grader to. And that represents their grader that is coming and that has came. Okay? Okay, so the people that's going to be on the top, this is the modified version. You are going to do, okay, many are the afflictions of the righteous. You're going to do your afflictions, and you're going to do of the righteous. Okay? But the Lord, okay, you're going to do the same movements we're doing, but you're going to do this, and then you're going to do this. You're going to do this, and then you're going to, remember, walk, grab your grater, come, and you're going to pull it down just like we do, okay, or just like we did. We're all going to do that together, okay, and then you're going to do your own grater is coming. Greater is coming. Remember, don't do slow movements, you know, if you don't have to. But if you need to do it, only one person is allowed to do that. And we know that Sister, Sister D, okay? She's allowed to do her whatever she wants. But everybody else, I want y'all to really give it, okay? Don't be slow with it. And then that's it. And then it's our individual parts. Okay, so I hope I explained that and demonstrated that to where you can understand it. Please, when in your prayer time, take this all week for these 2 weeks that we have. It is really important that you take this dance and you worship in it, because that is the only way you're going to get out of steps, get out of counts, get out of all of that, and really put your heart and soul into it, making the dance your own. If you are only practicing at rehearsal and you're not giving time to it during the week, it's just going to look like you're just doing executed movements and you don't know what you're doing. And it's going to look like you have not practiced. Okay? And we give our excellence to our studies, we give our excellence to our families, to other ministries, to other things. We should put what we need to put in this, because dance ministry is visual. People are receiving with their eyes the good news of the message of what Jesus Christ has done for us and what he can do for them. Okay? And we really want to make that message come across effectively, and we want a strong message. So that means we have to have a strong dance. We have to put on the time. We have to put in the practice. That's very important. I'm really passionate about dance ministry, and if we're going to do it, let's do it right. Okay, so I'll see you guys Thursday.